Welcome, and thank you for watching the Talk Juicy Show. I am your host, Brittney, and I'm here along with my co-host, Leanne.
Hi.
Hey, Leanne.
Hey.
So, here on Talk Juicy, this is actually a show geared towards younger individuals, and we're going to be talking about a numerous amount of things, from celebrity gossip to entertainment, exercising your right to vote, because that's actually one of our topics today, right?
Right.
Yes, so today was election day, and did you see a lot of young people today at the polls?
It was pretty split. When I went to vote this morning, I went around 11. So
Okay, pretty early.
That's, well, kind of early, but yeah. It was a couple of people that were like in our age group, but it wasn't really a lot of people. So I did some Facebooking and got on Instagram and was just seeing who else went out to vote. And it was so like divided. Like so many people were saying, oh, go exercise your right to vote. You know, our ancestors died for this and things like that. And then there were so many people our age, like it doesn't really matter if you go vote. You know, no one really cares because it's already rigged and your voice is not heard. And I was just like, wow.
You know what? That's where I think a lot of people misunderstand that it's not, you know, it could be rigged. We don't know that, but it's not always the case, you know. And by them getting out and voting, they are exercising their right and giving their opinion, essentially, and, you know, making a difference in whether it's their city or for their president. I feel like a lot more young individuals want to vote for the president
and not like the governor,
or the city or state congressman
or Supreme Court.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just as important than, you know, as voting for your president. So young people, vote. It's, you know, we have the right. You should definitely exercise it. And, you know, research what's going on around you, because you never know when, you know, you might not have that right again.
And I think it's just as important, if not, well, I won't say it's more important, but I think it is just as important as a presidential election.
Yes.
Just because these people are here with us, not, you know.
And they're they're closer to you than the actual president. You
exactly.
know?
I mean, state representative, that person, you can write a letter to. I mean, you can write a letter to the president, and by all means, he'll probably get it. But you can write a letter to a congressman or a state representative. I have on numerous occasions and gotten a response back, and what I said counted. Exactly. And I'm like, hey, that person is not that far away.
It's just that, you know, you exercising your right to vote can more likely be heard because they're, again, closer to you.
Yeah, they're in Lansing.
Not far at all. A drive up the street.
Exactly.
But voting for the president, that's, you know, on a more national level, you know, opposed to, you know, our senator and congressmen who are here in Michigan. So, yeah.
I mean, even with people like our age, and if they don't realize it, like we're saying, it does count, but I feel like we have to be the example. Like we have to say like, hey, you know, we are young, our ancestors did die, well, some of our ancestors did die for our right to vote, and that's especially why I go out, because if it's rigged or not, I feel like my ancestors marched for my right to actually have a say. So the least I can do is actually go out there and cast a vote. And for me, it's been like a generational thing. Like my mom took me to the polls. Today I took my little sister, and it was her first time ever voting.
And she's learning through you.
Exactly.
And you're being an example
so excited.
To her.
She's so excited. And she's like, who are we voting for? And I was telling her, you know, we have to fill in the bubbles. And she's like, I want to fill in the bubbles.
Right.
And today she's like, how do we know who won? Like she's so excited about the actual result.
That's wonderful. And not only is it good that, you know, our ancestors died for us to vote, but we as women were not always, you know, able to vote. So
that's true.
That's even the more reason why young ladies and young men should get out and vote.
And especially not even that, but like run. You know, I love seeing a woman on a ballot. I mean, I'm not going to say that I always vote for women, but just to see a woman's name on a ballot, it is just like inspiring to me. I'm like, yes,
absolutely.
Go ahead. That's awesome.
That's wonderful. Well, I hope that everyone got a chance to get out and go to the polls. For those of you who were 18 and over, I hope you exercised your right to vote on today, and just know that it's just as important as voting for your next president, because that election will be coming up sooner than you think.
2 years, right?
Yeah.
Wow. And time flies once you do these elections. I'm like, isn't it that time already?
It really does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's great. I love the idea of voting and, getting your voice heard and, exercising that right.
I do too. I mean, and we vote for everything else. We vote for our favorite music videos on the TV countdown. We vote for, on polls on shows, what's your favorite character and everything else.
Who's we vote for music awards.
Exactly.
Who should win this award?
It's crazy how many people vote for those AMAs and VMAs and things like that.
And I think a lot of people, they probably think, oh, it's so much easier to do because I can do it right from my home or on my phone. But you know what? If you don't want to go out to the polls, you can send in an absentee ballot. So there's no excuse, ladies and gentlemen. There's always a way for you to vote.
That's true.
Whether you like it or not, you should do it because you have the right and your voice is heard. Yes. So
I felt like she was just giving us a lesson, guys, like Mama Brittney.
That is a lesson.
Do it.
Get out and exercise that right.
Exactly.
It's important not only to you but those around you, and it affects us all.
You actually, brought up a good point, but I have a question for you, Brittney. With Barack Obama being African American and getting so much flack in office, and there is a slight chance that our next president could be a woman, let me just ask you, who do you think is going to get it, harder, Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama?
Wow. So yeah, that's actually a very good point and a difficult question to answer. I believe that Barack Obama has gotten a lot of slack, being the fact that he's an African American president. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that he's not just making all of the decisions, for himself. He has a team of people who are kind of guiding him through what to do. Although he probably makes the final decision, not really.
I mean, our Congress is no walk in the park to work with either, so.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But as far as who will get more heat, I don't know. I think that if it does happen to be Hillary Clinton, she's probably going to get just as much, if not more, heat as Barack Obama because she is a woman.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would totally agree because, I mean, and it's kind of like swept under the rug, and some people don't even want to admit it. But even in today's society, we still have, a gap between women income and men's income doing
Absolutely.
the same exact job.
Absolutely.
There are, even with like corporate organizations, they just don't treat women the same as they treat men. And I think
and
that
especially with how it should be equal opportunity.
Exactly.
It's not. It's not equal at all.
I think that the world, well, not necessarily the world, but I would say the corporate world is a little bit sexist, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Yeah, and I would say that not only are they a bit sexist, but some organizations can be a bit sexist and racist.
I mean, yeah, we're dealing with a lot of isms, if you will, racism, sexism, classism, especially when you touch on politics. And I get really excited about this because that's something that I love. But, I mean, I feel like Hillary Clinton is definitely going to get it. People are going to just flat out hate her.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because people don't want to see a woman in office as the president of the United States.
Can you imagine everything we're going to hear from like the Jimmy Kimmels to like the late night? Do you know how they make the jokes?
Yeah, how they make the jokes
what is she PMSing? We're going into another war. It must be that time of the month or something crazy. I just feel like that's going to be the number one thing is the fact that she's a woman. And let's not even talk about the fact that she's a woman, but she's already been in the White House. So I feel like she's more than qualified because behind every great man is an even greater woman.
Yeah, she's absolutely qualified. Hillary Clinton has proved herself, and she's shown America what she can do just being by Barack Obama's side and, being by her husband's side.
Exactly.
During the entire process. She's very well educated and I think she would serve this country great as a president.
Not to
and
be biased.
I would just be happy.
Yeah,
to
I would too. I feel
a
like
woman in office. That would
like
just
we definitely have to take an unbiased stance on this.
absolutely.
But I feel like she's more than qualified. She has been in that White House before, and it's nothing new to her. And I feel like she would be fabulous. So go Hillary.
Yes.
As I said, take an unbiased
I would
stance.
vote for Hillary. Would you guys vote for Hillary? Not even just because she's a woman. I would vote for her because she's educated. I'm sorry. She has etiquette.
Yes.
But she's educated and she knows what she's doing. And I think she would be a great representation for the United States.
Now, can you even imagine if it was a black woman, though? Whew.
Oh, no.
I don't even think we'll ever see that.
I don't think America's ready for that,
I think
people.
they'll be like, you guys are pushing it. You got African American.
I think they'll be like, you're pushing it already with the woman.
With the woman.
You're definitely
you had
pushing
Barack,
it.
you had Hillary. Don't take it too far. Oprah is not going to make it to the White House.
Oprah should. She would have the whole world and, as a peaceful state. She would be, I don't know. I don't know if she would be a great president. Let me take that back. I love you, Oprah, but I don't know how you would be as a president.
I don't know.
I think you're great, but I just don't know how you would be as a president.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited to see this next election. I'm excited to get younger people and promote them and encourage them to get out and vote, and let them know that this is going to determine, part of their lives.
And not just part of their lives, but I think, like, our generation is kind of selfish, if you will. Like, we have to think about the bigger picture. Like, we have to think about the ones that are going to come after us. I mean, just like those who have come before us have thought about us. Like,
exactly.
Our ancestors, especially being African American, like, they were so selfless when they did, just marched, and
did a lot of things standing up for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sit-ins, like things that they knew, like they were walking into this, and
things that they knew that could cause harm to
or
them,
death,
but they didn't care because
Selfless.
they knew that it would pave the way for people like
us. Exactly. And I feel like our generation is not there. I feel like
Yeah.
there may be, and don't get me wrong, there may be a few people that are in our generation that are like that, but for the most part, we're so involved in us. Selfies.
For the most part, we're so involved in unnecessary things and things that are a distraction, like social media. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a time and place for everything, but I just feel like young people are so wrapped up into Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and it consumes so much of their time that they get away from what actually matters in life and what's actually important.
And speaking of social media, I think that also ties into like celebrity pop culture.
Yeah.
So, because now we have access to these people, which are celebrities, so I guess they're supposed to be different or even better than us. We see what they do on the 24-hour scale.
In their everyday lives.
In their everyday lives,
Yes.
with their Instagram. For instance, when Rihanna left Instagram, the world was in an uproar. Okay. Well,
Including me, sorry.
They're like,
I
Rihanna's
like
off
Rihanna's
of
page.
Instagram. What? Who cares?
You know what? I cared. I happen to have cared because I really like Rihanna's page.
So
Although
now-
I don't indulge on social media as much. But when I do, I like to look at her page.
So
She
now
always has
Rihanna's
something
back.
crazy going on.
She's back. She's been back for 2 days and already has like 12.5 million followers on Instagram.
That just goes to show you how important her page is to fans.
And how crazed our generation is about social media and celebrity pop culture.
I agree. There's definitely a time and place for everything, and I think everything should be done in moderation as long as it's not consuming your life and, it's not taking up too much of your time, then it's okay. But just to be wrapped up in it when, there's other things that need to be done is, it's ridiculous.
It can be so unhealthy too, because I noticed this, and I literally had to take a step back, but every time I logged onto my Facebook, I was looking at someone's pregnancy announcement or someone's wedding, engagement announcement, and then I used to be like, whoa, what am I doing with my life? And I had to literally step back and be like, hey, you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing right now.
Exactly.
It's other people that are doing other things. Don't
Yeah.
be consumed in what everyone else is doing. Live your life. And I dealt with
Absolutely.
that, my last year of college. I think it was my last semester. I literally kind of went into a depression because I'm like, everyone else is having babies and this is happening. I wasn't
And
engaged
then you
yet.
begin to kind of try to pattern your life
After other people are
after other
living.
people's lives.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like it's a distraction. Like, people should just boycott and say, we're not doing social media. I would like to see, this is a challenge for some of you young people out there. I would like to see you guys give it up for a month. Can you do it?
I don't know. Like, some people went as far as to say that they were giving up social media for Lent. That, to me, is ridiculous. I don't see where that ties into your religious beliefs at all. But whatever, if that's what you did, that's what you did.
I don't know. Some people, I know that at my church for, at the beginning of the year, we always do like a consecration or whatnot. And one of the things that the pastor asked for us to give up was social media.
But I think, well, I guess that would be the same thing. Yes,
yeah.
You're right.
I mean, people gave it up for Lent. It could be because it's a distraction and it consumes a lot of their time and they want to get away from it.
I just hate the fact that, like, when we sit down for dinner with someone like of our age, people, and we do this too, Brittney, now that I think about it, sometimes we'll be sitting at the same table, you and I, looking at on
and then
Instagram,
we'll get on our phone. Mm-hmm.
But we'll be on the same person's Instagrams looking at the same pictures. Like, why do we do that? We're looking at the same exact thing.
We don't do it a lot, guys. We don't do it a lot.
But we've had a moment like that. So I think, like, now when you're, like, this generation, we're so used to picking up that phone that it's like, social media is supposed to connect us, but it's actually making us disconnected even more because
it's definitely disconnecting us, and it's taking away from people's communication skills. We've shied way off the topic, guys. we started off with election day and we've ended up with social media, but that's okay. We're actually going to take a quick break and we'll be right back after these messages.
The Orion Lighted Parade is a tradition that ushers in the holiday season here in the Orion area. Families line the streets in the village to enjoy this festive event, but it wouldn't be possible without the Holly Jolly Folly. This year's fundraiser is scheduled to take place on Friday, December 5th at Golling Buick GMC, located at 1491 South Lapeer Road. Enjoy live entertainment, a silent auction, a cash bar, and a 50-50 raffle. Food will be provided by Italia Gardens. Tickets are $35 per person and are available at Golling Buick GMC. For more information, call the Orion Area Parade Group at 248-802-5521 or visit orionlightedparade.org.
And we're back. And let's jump right into it. Sports talk. So you might not think we like to talk sports because we're girls, but hey, we like NBA too. So yes, this week basketball season started, or actually last week it started.
No, it was, oh wait,
yeah,
you're right. It was last week. You're right.
So I actually went to the game on Saturday, the Pistons opening day game, and they played Brooklyn. So they lost their first two games that they played, which were away. This was their first home game on Saturday, so it was like Super Saturday at the Palace. It was crazy. And they lost that game too, so they're now like 3-0.
It's okay, just let them warm up,
Yeah,
let them warm up.
I was pretty pissed because I'm like, Pistons suck.
Don't
But
say
no,
that.
they don't
No.
suck. I like the Pistons, but I just really want them to bring back the momentum.
I mean,
You know?
it takes a while, and I can say this, just like working at any other team setting, especially when you're working with new people, you got to get the groove together. You got to let the boys go out and practice. Brittney, you can't.
They've been practicing all summer. They've been in camp practicing. They should have it together by now. And they play Brooklyn. You know what? It was actually a moment in the fourth season when the game was almost over. It was about
quarter.
Yeah, fourth quarter. I'm sorry. You know what I mean. It was a moment in the fourth quarter when the game was almost over. It was a few minutes left, and they were like 1 point ahead of Brooklyn. That was their time to just like get it in.
All we needed
and
was
I was
3.
like, my eyes were glued on the television station, and Brooklyn just came back and just swept them out, and I was just like mortified. I just was like,
I mean, it happens.
Really?
It happens a lot. I mean, but I feel like they're going to take everything that they did in that game. They're going to take it to the practice session and to the behind the scenes and work on it, and then they're going to come back and just rock it out. I always have hope for our home teams. Like the
That's
Pistons,
good.
I really do have hope for them. I am
Yeah.
a diehard fan.
That's good. I'm a fan too. Don't get me wrong. I know they'll turn it around.
But you know who else I'm a fan of?
Who?
LeBron James.
Oh,
in
I bet.
Cleveland. Yes. I mean, I
And-
don't think he's hot or anything. Like, he's definitely not my type. I think he's a really good player, though.
Yeah, absolutely. America thinks he's a great player. I mean,
Uh-huh.
everybody knows he's a great player. And ESPN has been following him around like, I don't know.
Like
they're
crazy.
like he's on a reality show. That's like ESPN's baby right there.
I mean, I think
So-
everybody's still kind of shocked at the fact that he signed and he went back to Cleveland.
I don't think they should be shocked at all. I mean, it's his hometown. He probably wanted his children to grow up exactly where he grew up. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, and it's nothing wrong with change. Change is always good.
Well, you know how I feel. I'm all about the coin. So I feel like, no, seriously, I am. And
All
I feel
about
like
the dollar.
Yes, I am all about the dollar. And I feel like if Cleveland was going to, pay LeBron James more than another team, then that's where he should definitely stay. I mean, at the end
But
of
was
the
that
day,
the case, though? Was Cleveland paying him more
yes,
than Miami?
People were saying, like, he sold out. Like, he sold out for the money. And I'm thinking to myself, like, it's not even a sellout thing. This is his career. At the end of the day, we work to live a lifestyle that we enjoy.
I remember.
This is his job.
I remember them negotiating the contract. Trust me, I was all over ESPN the entire time, and they were coming back every minute.
Exactly.
LeBron's still debating.
And I would take as long as I needed to debate. It's just
Yeah.
like when you apply for a job and you take a job, you want to negotiate your salary, and I think that that's okay for him, even though he is a national basketball player. But I feel like at the end of the day, he has obligations to his family. He has a mortgage to pay. Well, he probably owns his home outright, but
Yeah.
whatever. He still has bills to pay. So no matter what other people say, if they're not cutting the check, then they really don't matter.
Well, and overall, he's a great player. And not only is he a great player, he's a great team player. So he knows how to, make plays and what's best for the team as a whole for them to
Exactly.
win. I mean, he's brought home a few championships. So, he has a few rings to show for himself. So.
Right, LeBron has rings?
Championship rings.
No, I thought he didn't have any yet.
Why not?
I didn't think he won yet. I don't know.
For Miami won 2 years.
Oh, see, I don't know. Okay, you're probably right. See, I didn't know, because you know how it is, like, they always compare him to Kobe. And they're
No.
just like, Kobe is the greatest of all times. He has
Kobe
this
is
many
the Lakers,
rings.
and Kobe is the Lakers, and he's not the greatest of all times.
Or maybe, yeah.
But he's a good player too, but he's not the greatest of all time.
'Cause I always
but no,
hear them
Miami
saying, like,
has.
Kobe-
He's got 2 championship rings from Miami.
Well, then he definitely needs to go to Cleveland, because they'll pay him even more money because he's winning championships and he can bring it home to Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland hasn't been doing as good as Miami though, surprisingly. This year. Well, for starters,
Okay.
we don't know how it's going to end up. It just started, so.
Well, speaking of that, how it's going to end up. So, do you know that the Lakers have lost every game that they've played so far in the season? Have not won one at all.
Really? Well, how many games have they played?
4.
Okay.
Yep. So they're down, and everybody's in an uproar. I mean, but Kobe's been doing good. The last game, I think he had like 31 points. Kobe, he's 36 years old. He plays like one of the young boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really impressed.
I think you should,
Impressed.
if you're an athlete, a professional athlete, you should play for as long as you can and play for as good as you can while you still got it. Because you never know when something might happen. You could break a limb or tear an ACL, do something, to end your career, essentially. And, that could be detrimental to you, your finances, your family, and the list goes on.
And that's why you should always sign with the highest paying team. Period.
Agreed. Sign on the dotted line.
Exactly. I'll become a Cavalier if they, put the right amount. I'll learn how to play basketball and everything.
Yeah, become a cheerleader. They'll like you on the sideline.
I'm a woman. I can play basketball.
Okay.
Look at me. I automatically
But you're
turn
short.
You're right.
So I would like to guess.
You are.
But don't worry, I am too, so.
I guess we could just be sports commentators.
We could.
Yeah.
We could be like the play-by-play announcers.
How you like that, Aaron Andrews? Move on over.
We're coming for your
We're
spot.
coming for your spot. Yes, we are.
We should start off as the broadcasters, as the reporters at the game.
Okay,
After
back.
the game.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
with DJ Pam Hornbeck. And these are some of the singers that are on Karaoke on TV every Saturday night. And we would like to invite you to come out and join us. Does everyone have fun with us?
To find out how you can sing on Karaoke on TV, please call the ONTV studio at 248-393-1060.
And we're back for our last topic for the night, and this is where the talk gets real juicy. We have celebrity gossip, and have you guys ever gone through a bad breakup? I'm sure you have. We all have,
I
including me,
Yeah.
including myself. However, allegedly, the rapper Nicki Minaj experienced a bad breakup this year herself, and she supposedly, allegedly, bust the windows out of a car.
Out of her ex-boyfriend's car.
Her ex-boyfriend's car. But get this, it was actually her Mercedes-Benz that she loaned to him. So.
Wait. She loaned him the car and they broke up, so then she decided to bust the windows out of her own vehicle.
Allegedly. That's what the story was.
Wow.
So how do you feel about that?
Well, first off, I feel like this. If I am gonna, and I would never do this, but if I did do any type of damage to anyone's vehicle, it certainly wouldn't be my own because I have to pay for that. So
Agreed, because
yeah,
it's mine.
Exactly. So if he did do something to make her upset and they did break up, she should vandalize his property, not hers. I mean, it's kind of like Beyonce says, to the left, to the left. You put him out of your house. You don't just burn it up on fire because he's there.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I don't understand that. I don't get why people, get so violent in breakups. I mean, it happens, of course, but it's not really, necessary. If you're going to break up, you should definitely just part ways and go about your life instead of, being violent and,
Well, this one is, I guess it's
breaking
kind of like the
things.
first cut is the deepest because like they've been together for a while, even before Nicki Minaj became Nicki Minaj. And have you seen the latest pictures of Safari? He's gotten all of his tattoos with her name covered up.
I know, with
They're
her
gone.
face. He had her entire body tattooed
I know.
on him.
It's
and
gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So that's how bad it was. That's when you know it's real, okay?
When someone covers a
when
tat.
someone covers your tattoo up, then you know it's real. That's what that means. That's all we have for celebrity gossip right now. If you want to talk more about this topic and other topics, you can tweet us at @TalkJuicy_ and follow our Instagram page at @TalkJuicy. And also, if you want to tweet or if you want to Instagram, #TalkJuicy, and we'll get your question and we'll get your message, and you can essentially let us know your question and we'll talk about it on the show. So thank you guys so much for watching. We love you, and we'll see you next week.